everybody, and welcome back to another video. So let's face it, the reef tank hobby can be a very expensive hobby. So given these uncertain times, I wanted to put together a top 5 list in terms of how you can save money with your reef tank. So number 1 on my list is do-it-yourself projects. If you are somewhat handy, then you can save a lot of money on equipment if you do it yourself. And I recently did a video on a do-it-yourself Refugium, so I am currently using that on my reef tank. And I also did another video a while ago on a do-it-yourself chilling solution where I have a fan over my frag tank to help keep that cool, and it actually cools the whole system since the frag tank is connected to my display tank and sump. Number 2, make your own fish food. So prepared fish and coral foods can be pretty pricey, and it adds up over the year. So one way you can really save a lot of money is by making it yourself. And it's really easy. You can go out to the supermarket, you could buy some scallops, you could buy some clams, shrimp, you could buy the mysis shrimp cubes, you could buy silver sides. There's a whole bunch of stuff you can kind of throw into the to the mix there. I use a food processor, and I'm working on my own fish food. It's called ReefBum Chum. I'm having a little fun with that name. Anyway, that's another good tip in terms of how to save some money. Third on my list is to create your own 2-part additive solutions. So when you're supplementing calcium and alkalinity, there are prepared solutions out there that are pricey over time, and especially if you use a lot of it, it can really add up in terms of money. So one way to get around that to save a lot of money is to do your own homemade 2-part solution. There's a famous one out there called Randy's Recipe, and I'll put a link in the video description below so you guys can follow that. But it's pretty basic stuff, and it's things that you can buy in bulk that are relatively inexpensive. Number 4 on my list is to be more energy efficient. One way to do that is if you have an AC pump, you could replace that with a DC pump. That's going to consume less energy. I would also recommend using fewer pumps in the sump. If you have a lot of pumps in the sump and you can get away with using less, that'll save some money. The other thing is there's this really cool electricity consumption, I guess you can call it, calculator at marinedepot.com, and I'll put that link in the video description below as well. But you can kind of do an audit of your whole system and see how many watts you're using with all the pieces of equipment, and maybe there's something you can do to kind of cut some corners and save money on electricity. And again, for certain systems, especially big systems, that could be a big savings over time. And my final tip is to keep up with preventative maintenance, and that's really, really important, because if you're not on top of that stuff, then equipment could break down and crap out on you, and then you're going to have to replace it. And one final tip when this COVID-19 crisis is over is I would certainly advise you to grow out and sell your own frags to your local fish store or fellow hobbyists, or even within a reef club. You know, if you're not part of a reef club, join one. If you have never been to a frag swap, go to one. Those are really great ways to meet other hobbyists, and also great ways to trade and acquire cheap or even free frags. But I think it's really it's a great thing if you're able to kind of grow things out. Start with hardy things like LPS, like zoanthids or Montipora. Those things grow fast, and you could basically make some money back and try to help pay for this expensive hobby. Well, that'll do it for this video. Many thanks for watching, and everybody be safe out there. Just a quick reminder about my reef keeping masterclass. It's an online class. It's a very cool, immersive experience. So there'll be a link in the video description below on that. And also, if you're interested in purchasing some of my SPS frags, I'll put a link in the video description below as well. Adios, see you next time.